Stop. Don't buy that Pix package or All Access. Wait, what? Yep, don't click Add to Cart until you check out our new deals page at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo, where you can find all the latest offers, promotions, and coupons available all in one place. These deals are updated daily and can be found by clicking Deals in the nav at WagerTalk or Sports Memo, going to wt.buzz/deals, or scanning the QR code on your screen.
What up, people? A very happy Wednesday to you now, May the 18th. You having fun yet watching the NBA? I know we are. It's been pretty profitable so far, especially with these three gentlemen here today as we welcome in none other than Jay Money in the house, repping here today as well he should. Teddy Covers doing nothing but cash and tickets, as is Steve Merrill here, guys, on a what has been an extremely profitable NBA Association playoffs thus far, and we got plenty of basketball still to come. Game tonight here, Jay Money, a team that you know a little something about there. The Dallas Mavericks, Golden State, game one, my friend. What's been going on? I heard you battling with Ski on your show over there on YouTube. He's trying to sell you that he's been this lifelong Golden State fan. Like, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
Man, everything is good. No complaints from me. We cashed with the Heat yesterday as well. 38-10 in the NBA playoffs, guys. Go check out the channel over there on YouTube, NBA Talk with Jay Money. Never satisfied, always trying to keep going, right? But, yeah, I can't wait to talk about the Mavs. I know the whole world is liking the Warriors, so I can't wait to play devil's advocate and let everybody know about the team that they're disrespecting, the Dallas Mavericks.
Woo! Gonna be laying it down here today. I love it. Teddy, what's going on, man? Congrats. Cha-ching last night. I'll take it to cast over at WagerTalk and/or sportsmemo.com. What are you following up last night with here today?
Well, the game we're going to talk about, obviously. Single best bet in the association for Wednesday night over at WagerTalk and sportsmemo.com with the winner last night. I started out, I had a 21-7 NBA run. I'm like, sweet, 75%. And then since then, I'm 31-16. 66%. So I'm not quite as hot as I was, but overall it's 52-23 right now in the association. Cash again last night. We'll see if we can do it again tonight, Joe.
I love it. No doubt here. And speaking of cash and tickets, Merrill, what is going on, my man? NBA/MLB, I'm going to guess here tonight at wagertalk.com.
Yes, big night here on Wednesday. Three best bets, NBA and MLB combined. And you know I love my 3-for-1 special, so you can get it right now, Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com. If you want to build that bankroll with three strong best bets, do it tonight. If you want a longer-term investment approach to save money every day, consider one of those all-access 30-day packages. Also a free baseball play. So we got three best bets, MLB on a mere 89% run in the month of May. So you might want to check it out tonight, Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com.
Oh, I love it. All right, gentlemen, before we dive into game number one here, let's see what some of the takeaways were from last night's game one in the Eastern Conference Finals, because what a difference, Teddy, a game makes. We've seen the series price market flip with Miami now as about a $1.50 favorite there. Boston Celtics now a dog in the series price. It was interesting, to say the least, the emotions in the first half of the game versus the second half in the game. But outside of not knowing who Boston can play or will play, the health of Robert Williams, your thoughts with what you saw with game one last night? Are you still scratching your head a little?
No, I mean, the Celtics hit shots early, and then Jimmy Butler went nuts in the third quarter. Miami took control of the game. The game was decided in a 6-minute span after halftime, where the Celtics went from being up by margin to being down by double digits. But the takeaway from the betting markets You look at the Wager Talk Live odds screen, you can see how significant the Game 1 win has affected everything. It's not just about the Game 1 win. All right. Boston has a COVID issue, and we don't know yet how serious it is. There's all kinds of buzz and all kinds of rumors and not that many facts. It's not often that you see a team that was, -1, -2, or -1.5, -2 for most of the day until the Horford news came out. But where the base price on the game was the Celtics are the better of the two teams, and then they lose Game 1 and the price goes up. You don't often see that. That's only because of the concerns about what's going on with the Celtics internally in terms of how sick the team actually is.
Yeah, still a lot to be determined there, Steve Merrill, but there was a contingency of folks here in our chat rooms that were saying, listen, I'm going to hold off to bet the Celtics until I see what happens in Game 1. Now might be the time. Would you recommend to take a look at possibly hopping on the Celtics series price now?
Yeah, and I think the Game 2 price is interesting as well, Joe. As you guys talked about, it was 2.5 until that injury news comes out a few hours before tip-off yesterday on Tuesday, and it goes as high as 4.5. Boston was -170, went down to -140 range for the series before the game started. And then, of course, they came out hot, as Teddy said, started strong and then faltered in that third quarter. Initially last night, right after the game ended, the first live line I saw was FanDuel -5. It's now -4 across the board. The look-ahead line before the game was played last night was going to be -3 for Game 2, and now it's 4. So it's sitting right between what the look-ahead was and what the actual really first-to-market was last night. I was a little surprised it was as high as 5, so not surprised it's come back down to 4. I almost felt like everything was priced that was going against Boston in that spot, that Horford was out, Smart was going to be out, and everything else. Horford is not likely to return. Smart is going to try to return. He has a foot sprain. Horford's got to clear, obviously, the safety stuff, and it doesn't look like that can happen. But it was also, keep in mind, not a good spot for Boston last night. This is a team that had to win Game 6, had to win Game 7, and then travel on just one day's rest to face a rested Heat team on the road. Miami tied their playoff high with 12 blocks in the game. So a lot went wrong for Boston. It does look like it's probably a better spot for them in Game 2. But as Teddy said, a lot of uncertainty, and I think we're seeing that reflected in the price. Over-under was 203 last night. Now it's up to 207.5 after the high-scoring Game 1.
So we do have a couple of numbers here, and it'll fit right into the segue of us going into this Game 1 tonight. It has to do with teams coming out of a Game 7 win. Well, what did they do over the last 30-plus years in that first game after the Game 7? It's now 31-49 after last night's loss straight up in Game 1 of that next series here, Jay Money. And I know that's probably not going to play into your analysis here as we take a look at the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors here tonight. 5 appears to be the opening number, and for the most part has stayed stagnant. That total of 214.5 is interesting. 9 o'clock tip-off here tonight, Eastern time. Does it worry you that those Game 7 winners usually don't do all that well in Game 1 in the next series here, Jay?
Yeah, it worries me a little bit. Since 2002-2003 season, they've gone 35-21 teams off a Game 7 series. So, to the over in that standpoint, but 32-49, like you said. So it's not good. It's not good for them tonight. I must say, I can't take the points with them. That's the only way I'm looking, though. I'm not laying points with the Warriors here in any game. I must say, if there was a game though where they could come out and take advantage of their obviously have the rest advantage here, which we got to admit though, at least the Mavs had 2 days off instead of that 1 day off. So it is a little bit different situation. But we saw the Celtics, even without 2 of their main players, come out there and can be about double digits. So maybe some of these teams can bring in some of their momentum from the last game, just basketball wise as well. When you're sitting around for a while, not playing the real game action, you can get a little rusty here. So Game 1s is always a guessing game. I always let people know that you can't go off regular season, any of that. And if you would would like to. The Mavs beat them 3 out of 4 times, but those were different teams as well. So I don't dig too much into the regular season, but the Mavs are 11-3 against the spread last 14 games versus the Warriors. They're also 8-2 straight up against them last 10 games as well. So for some strange reason, since 2019, the Mavs have played the Warriors very tight. It's a tough game for me in this game 1, but I can say I wouldn't be surprised to see either thing happen. The Mavs keep it close, and I also wouldn't be surprised to see the Warriors use their rest advantage here. This game 1 is where they have the biggest advantage, if you ask me. So there's one game where I can see the Warriors smacking, it would be this one, but I'm still not laying the points with those light-skinned bums over there.
Ooh, I love it. Teddy, we thought maybe that four-day layoff, I think it was, with the Miami Heat, they might come out maybe a little sluggish. Extra rest here for both teams, essentially. Does that play a role at all tonight, do you think?
I mean, Miami came out and didn't play great defense in the first half. So I mean, you can make an argument that they were a little bit sluggish. Teams can be sluggish on the defensive end of the court just as much as they can on the offensive end of the court. But I'm with Jay in that I don't know how to play this side. All right, I'm involved in the total, and that play is available at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. But if you listen to my analysis of this game, you can probably figure out which whether I like over or under. I'll put it that way. So I don't know who Golden. I mean, I really feel like this is where Golden State misses Gary Payton. Gary Payton II is a guy who they can get 20 to 30 minutes of guarding Luka at him. And everyone's like, oh, though it's the Warriors, they can play defense, they can play defense. I don't know who Golden State's going to put in front of Luka. And that makes me very reluctant to lay points with the Warriors in this series. And the Warriors are the name team here. There's a little bit of a premium that you're laying with Golden State every time they play. It's not like the wise guys don't know about the long-term stats with NBA teams coming off Game 7. That's why we saw, at least part of the reason why we saw so much Miami money yesterday. That said, I still think the Warriors are going to win this series. I think they're better of the two teams, and I'm not inclined to have Jay's optimism about Dallas. Dallas has been tough as nails on the highway, and we saw them. They won at Utah twice, and the one game they didn't win at Utah, they probably should have. They solved their woes in Phoenix by Game 7. So Dallas certainly not a team I'll be reluctant to back in the road underdog role. Not so sure that Game 1's the best time to do it.
I mean, it's tough, Merrill, because Golden State, from a ATS perspective, has been just all over the map, man. There's nothing, especially in the playoffs, nothing consistent about their ability to cover numbers. That's because maybe the market does a little bit of overvaluing for this team right now. So you're jumping out to lay 5 with a team that really is barely 500 so far these playoffs against the number.
Yeah, what's surprising with Golden State, we think of all the great shooters. Curry, probably the greatest shooter ever, in my opinion. Yet you look at their offensive numbers, 3 of their last 5 games, they've shot 42% or less in these playoffs. And they actually won one of those 3. But their offense has been very inconsistent. Their defense has actually been pretty good. Dallas, meanwhile, was questionable on defense. They did pick it up in Games 6 and 7 defensively, and they held the Suns to below 40% shooting, which is a pretty mighty feat because Phoenix was by far the most potent offensive team this year, especially from shooting percentage. So the question is, can Dallas repeat that for a 3rd straight game? I do think this is a tough spot for them tonight, just situationally, obviously having to travel after a Game 7 road win. Now, they do have the extra day, as Jay said, so it's a little bit different than the Boston situation. But the Celtics, of course, are at home for Game 7, travel 1 day. Dallas on the road, 2 days rest. So I think it kind of negates it. Also, it's going to come down to 3-point shooting. It's the great equalizer, especially in college basketball. We talk about the NCAA tournament. If you could give me turnovers in the NFL, especially fumbles, and if you give me 3-point shots ahead of time in college basketball, I could hit probably 85% against the spread on the blind. I think this series is going to come down to who hits the threes. Home team, by the way, was 3-1 ATS in the 4 regular season meetings, for what it's worth. I do think the spot here favors Golden State. I think this could be a tight series. I think Dallas actually could win this series, but I think the situation favors the Warriors tonight in Game 1 at home.
Any concern, Teddy? A lot of turnovers, uncharacteristically of Golden State in that Memphis series here. Would you say Dallas presents a bigger problem defensively than what Memphis did, or do you think that they're about what we saw is what we're going to get here as well?
Well, they're two very different types of defenses. You know, Memphis is super athletic. They're going to create a lot of problems for a team like Golden State. They're going to force turnovers in bunches. Dallas isn't looking to create the turnovers and hasn't created the turnovers the way Memphis did throughout the course of the regular season. What the Mavs do, their on-ball defense is tremendous. I mean, it's as good as any. You know, obviously, when you finish number one in NBA in defensive efficiency, you're doing something right on that end of the floor. But that is not creating turnovers and wreaking havoc and getting out in the fast break. That hasn't been what Dallas is looking to do. That's what Memphis was able to do all year. So it's two different defensive styles. And Joe, I'm a stickler for this kind of stuff, so I apologize. But this line opened 5.5, 6, and it's sitting 5.5, 6 right now. Base painted 5.5, and it looks like it's going to 6. So I don't know what the fives you keep talking about are.
The fives pretty much at well, I won't name the books, but yes, no, they're there.
It was at 5.
Teddy. Yeah, there's plenty of fives out there, but that's all right. Listen, I'm shy if we were going to see that move. Let me ask you this here, Steve. If we're going to see a movement, what are we waiting for from a movement standpoint? Because I thought we would have seen a big jump if we were going to get a whole lot of love for Dallas or even Golden State to this particular point. Where do you think this line goes before tip here? Are we waiting to place a bet here because we can get that extra half a point?
Yeah, I'm with Teddy. I mean, I don't see, at least looking at the WagerTalk live odds screen, which I know Teddy covers, lives and dies by. I mean, it's 5.5 across the board right now. So I would say if you could see a -5 out there, grab it now. Grab it like a rabbit. Otherwise, you're going to be getting a 5.5. And I mean, there's a little indication maybe there could be some 6s, but I think 5.5 is definitely the consensus number. So if you're getting on -5 now, I'd play it sooner than later if you like the Warriors.
If you like the Warriors. All right. And Jay, from a series perspective here, my man, give me an exact score. Where are we going in this series here? If you like Dallas, it ends in what? And if you like Golden State, it ends in what?
Well, just real quick, the 5.5, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. If you like the Warriors in this game, you like them in a blowout. I don't think I know we try to get the best price and all this stuff, but this is the playoffs now. A lot of these teams that's winning the games and covering, it's going to be smack city or they're going to lose the game outright. But obviously, I mean, it could be a little bit of fanboy. I try to be realist, but in all honesty, taking the fan off just the way the Mavs are locked in right now, I think they can get it done in 6 or 7. Obviously, you have to show that you can win on the road. They didn't show that in Phoenix until the last game. When they did, it was in emphatic fashion, but I believe they'll still win one of these first games on the road. So it'll be interesting to see if they can go down 0-2. Not really good at predicting series as far as like the exact games, but I believe Mavs in 7. That's what I'll say here. But I believe the Mavs will get it done no matter what. 6, 7, I don't care. I need this Mavs plus 215 to cash.
Teddy, if Golden State's going to win this, does it go 7 in your estimation, or if the only way Dallas wins is it goes 7, you think?
Well, I mean, it's not like the Mavs couldn't win a game 7 in Golden State. It's not like the Mavs couldn't win a game 6 at home. All right, so I would expect the series to go 6 or 7 games. If I was going to make a bet like that, I would look at whichever team I supported to win in 6 or 7. But I do want to note, if you're going to make a bet on the series price right now, you know, we're looking at basically -210 for the Warriors, plus 180 for the Mavs. There's a little bit of variance on that, but not a ton. But if you're going to make a series bet right now, that has to correlate strongly with your game 1 opinion. All right. If you think Dallas is going to cover game 1, you bet the Mavs right now, because if they cover, they're live to win. If they win, those odds won't be there for game 2. If you think Golden State is the bet in game 1, you bet them on the series price right now. Again, that line will only go up. Conversely, if you like the Mavs, but you don't necessarily think like Jay does, but you don't necessarily think that they're going to win tonight, maybe you hold off. You get a better price on Dallas before game 2. So the options are available. Take advantage of the best one that fits into your opinion.
Yeah, amen to that.
Joe.
Yep, look, Boston fans doing that today. Yep. What do you got, Jack?
No, I was going to say the Mavs price has come down. It opened up at like plus 215. Plus, I got it at plus 215, plus 210 for the Mavs, and it's down to plus 180. So that's the only reason why I did put a little something in my pocket, because I did know it was going to move. But I agree, Teddy. Could get a bigger price tonight, and guess what? If they lose, I'll be on it again.
Are you shocked, Merrill? The total hanging 214 and a half in this one, and what do you think? Given, well, Dallas ain't going to try to run up and down the court, so what do you think we're going to see from a total perspective here, Merrill?
Yeah, I mean, I think once again it's going to come down both the side and total in this series is going to be 3-point variance. You know, these teams are going to both take some threes. If they're hitting the threes, it's over. If they're having an off night from three, it's under. But what it's going to do, Joe, in a big picture, and one of the reasons I love handicapping the NBA playoffs is because we get 6-7 games head to head, right? Same matchups, and we get misleading box scores. And one of my favorite handicapping technique in all sports is misleading box scores. You know, team has a lot of turnovers in football, or once again, team really is extreme from 3-point in one given game. I think it could set up some adjusted line value. You know, if this game stays well under, it'll be 211. If it's well over, it'll be 217 for game two. And we saw this in the Boston series, as I mentioned earlier. It was 203 last night. Now it's 207.5, a 4.5-point adjustment in one game. These teams have played 100 games this season, and they move at 2 baskets just because last night's game was high scoring. I've noticed over the decades, odds makers usually overreact sometimes in the short term a little too much based on one game. And I think we will get some value with the totals in this series for that reason.
All right, good stuff here, guys. So now it is a matter of holding the feet to the fire and seeing where these guys might have a best bet here, either in this game or this series, and see which way they're going. A big shout out to you guys in the chat room hanging with us here. If you go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, you'll get notified when we go live with these shows here at Wager Talk. But always some plenty of great information coming your way each and every day during the week here. And don't forget, best bets are locked and loaded for not only Steve Merrill, but you got Teddy Covers ready to go. He told you about Merrill's got a 3-pack ready to go here tonight. Teddy's best bet ready to go. Just visit him, WagerTalk.com. You can also hit Teddy up over at SportsMemo.com. So, J Money, we are coming to you first here, my man. I see a lot of Luka prop love in the chat room here. Interesting enough. Where are you going for a best bet in this series, man?
So best bet in this series, I'm going to go, even though it's very possible that they could lose game one, I am still going to go with the series price. I don't have an official play on the game one of the series. So I don't care. Even if they do lose, I still see it cashing. So I will put a half unit on the series price now. And if they lose game one and it jumps up, I'll put my other half unit on them. I'm a full believer that the Mavs have the better defense in this series. And with that, I'm going to take the plus money, the dog price with the better defense anytime. I'm not sold on Curry, Clay, and I believe Draymond has lost a step as well. They're still a good defensive team, but nowhere near the caliber of the Suns' perimeter defense. So the Mavs actually could look even better from three than they did in the last game as well, guys. So the last series, give me the Mavs here, series price plus 185. If they lose tonight, I could recommend them on the even a plus 300 as well, whatever it goes to. Mavs are winning this series and going to the finals, my guys.
Boom! Look at that. He is calling it right now, Teddy. Before you give us the best bet, Teddy, one more quick thing. Steve Kerr, Jason Kidd, who do you give the edge to from a coaching and adjustment perspective?
Come on now.
Kidd stuff, I mean, I don't know that I give a huge edge, but I give some edge to Kerr, because he's won the titles and Kidd hasn't. But
good point.
Is that a significant edge? No. This isn't Spoelstra against Doc, you know?
Yeah. They wish they all were. Yeah. Make it a lot easier here, that's for sure. All right, Teddy, 60 seconds, my man. Where are you going for a best bet for us?
So I apologize because this isn't something I bet myself. And usually when I come on, I like to give you guys something I bet. But when there's one freaking game and I'm not playing the side and I got a client play on the total, I'm going to do the best I can with the props. And I continue to think that the Golden State Warriors are going to have all kinds of problems staying in front of Luka Doncic in this series. And whatever way you want to get Luka, okay? Joe, you were talking in the chat that the guys in the chat like the Luka over. They're not the only ones. All right. I don't know if you want assists. I don't know if you want points. I don't know if you want PRA. But I'm looking Luka over. And whatever you want to bet it, I wouldn't disagree. There. I cede my final 10 seconds to Steve Merrill.
Oh, I love – no, don't give – he don't need no more shit. No, absolutely. You don't need – no more time.
I am wide
absolutely
open.
Not.
Teddy saw me open.
I'm wondering how many people are and it's kind of hard to do anything but go up and over for Luka, but how many people are going to be fading Curry? I'm wondering with what, 38.5, 39.5 PRA? Going to be interesting to see if he hits that here. Talk to us, Merrill. Come on, 60 seconds. Where are you going here in this game or series?
Yeah, going to look at a free play in game one here between the Mavericks and the Warriors on the side. My side selection for free here in game one, because my top best bet is the total tonight. I do have a strong best bet on the total for my clients at WagerTalk.com. Also, 2 baseball best bets tonight. Pay attention to baseball. I know we're talking NBA, but baseball on a mere 89% best bet run here in the month of May. I've also got a bonus free play for baseball as well on my page for Wednesday night. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com. Let's look at the side here in game one between the Mavs and Warriors. You know, we saw Boston come out strong in the first half and then really falter in the third quarter. I don't think that was a coincidence. They were shorthanded, but they were also traveling 1 day's rest after must-win game 6s and 7s. Dallas 2 days rest, but they had to be on the road for game 7. They also had to win game 6 and 7 as a dog. I think it's a flat spot tonight. I think this will be a tight series overall, but the setup is good for Golden State here in game one. So I lean Warriors -5.5. Strongest players on the total, 2 baseball best bets, and a bonus free play. Steve Merrill, Wednesday night, WagerTalk.com.
All right. Great stuff there here, guys. I'm telling you. You all right, Jay? You agree? Where you going with that? You all right?
Shot him. He was dodging the bullet.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I am
just
fine. The bullet.
I'd also got to say, guys, even if you don't take a bet ahead of time, keep an eye. And Teddy, not a bad live betting opportunity here tonight. If Dallas comes out maybe firing a little bit like Boston did last night, would you be looking for an opportunity like that possibly?
I'm not likely to get involved live betting the game one. I'm much more likely to get involved live betting as we have established parameters on the series. You know, we've seen a little something. Not that I won't, but like last night, I wasn't rushing to bet Miami when they were down early. You know, I already had Miami in my pocket. I didn't say let's get more. Let's see how this plays out. That'll be likely how I am involved tonight.
Merrill, or do you take the 5.5 and wait to come back in with Golden State here with a possible middling opportunity?
Well, along those lines, something I forgot to mention earlier when we were talking about this game is I do think it's a little interesting that the game is 5.5, but the first half is 3.
Yeah.
Because if anything, if you're going to play Dallas, I think you play them early for the exact reasons I mentioned with Boston last night. You know, Boston came out and won the first half and got blown out in the third. I don't think that was a total coincidence. I mean, this is a team that had to win back-to-back 6s and 7s, just like Dallas. But I could see Dallas carrying some momentum early. But, yeah, I think if anything, my preferred in-game wagering strategy would be, Dallas is up early in the first or second quarter outright. We get an adjusted price on Golden State for the game, like you mentioned, Joe.
There you go, guys. A lot of different ways to approach this tonight, but it starts with taking a look at a recap here of where these guys are going right now. Now, Jay Money say he's taking a seat here tonight. He's not gonna get too involved, but he does like the Mavericks to win the series. Shocker, +185, guys, as that number continues to roll down. Teddy, too, kind of a wait-and-see approach here, but Doncic, any prop, go over, especially his rebounding prop seems to be a big favorite as well at 9.5, while Steve Merrill, he likes the Warriors, 5.5 to get it done, but he does have that big best bet tonight, guys, on the total over at WagerTalk.com. Teddy's best bets also over there, locked and loaded right now. Make sure you head over to WagerTalk, visit Teddy Covers, visit Steve Merrill, and, of course, make sure you are checking out Jay Money, at Jay Money is Money on Twitter, guys, and make sure you check out his show, man, on YouTube, and it's pretty simple, Jay, right? They just follow you and subscribe as well on your YouTube page, correct?
Yeah, you can just follow me on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney, and I post a link every single day. So if you like, you can subscribe to the channel on YouTube and hit the notifications. It'll notify you every time we go live, or just type in NBA Talk with J Money. Let's get some cash.
Love it. Guys in the chat room, big shout out to David, Isaac, Logan, Chad, down the list. You guys rock. Thank you very much. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys, and make sure you come back and join us again tomorrow as we recap it all and we get you ready for game 2. Miami, Boston. A lot of basketball still to be played here, guys. We appreciate the time. On behalf of Jay, Teddy, and Merrill, guys, best of luck with your plays tonight. We'll talk to you again soon.
Stop. Don't buy that picks package or all access. Wait, what? Yep. Don't click add to cart until you check out our new deals page at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo, where you can find all the latest offers, promotions, and coupons available all in one place. These deals are updated daily and can be found by clicking deals in the nav at WagerTalk or Sports Memo, going to wt.buzz/deals, or scanning the QR code on your screen.